The world today literally revolves around content. That's it. Content on your phone, content on your computer, content absolutely everywhere. Everybody loves to consume, 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 but people don't know how to create. Instead of consuming content all day, you need to start creating content. It is the guaranteed easiest way to make any online income in 2025, and it has never been easier than what it is today. I started creating content about 3 or 4 years ago, and I started with TikTok. I ended up getting into the creativity fund and I made an absolute shed load of money, and I was pulling in about 5 grand a month just from this one page. I then repeated that and did it with another page, and then I started selling those pages and repeating the process. In the past couple years, I've moved into YouTube where I've done the exact same thing, and I have 2 monetized channels currently on the go where I post short form content mainly and a little bit of long form, and these do bring in a decent bit of money and they pay the bills, which is all I really care about. When I first started, it was incredibly daunting because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to make or how to make it or how to edit or what analytics I should be looking at, but it really isn't as difficult as you might think. Even very low effort content can make some serious revenue nowadays. There is people making money from the most ridiculous shorts and the most ridiculous long form videos that you could imagine, and the money is things that you wouldn't even believe is true. And it's always hard to explain this to people who have never done it because everybody thinks you're lying. There's no way that you make 5 grand a month by posting Call of Duty clips because they haven't done it and no one believes it. But as soon as you break out of that mindset, things get so much easier. Creating content in 2025 is without a shadow of a doubt the best way to make an online income, and this is exactly how you should do it. You need to pick a niche. You need to pick an area in which you're going to make videos about. It has to be something that you have a slight interest in because otherwise you will burn out. You need to ask yourself, is this something that people will watch? Is this something that you can produce in a relative timescale? And is this something that you're going to get burnt out from? Because if you're going to get burnt out, you're going to give up and it's not going to work. These aren't quick fixes. These do take time to implement and grow and make money from. So it's important that you've got the commitment to the channel that you choose to make. Once you've decided on your niche, you want to make sure you have a TikTok account, an Instagram account, and a YouTube account created. You can venture into other platforms if you want, but this is my trio of stack that I will use whenever I'm creating a new page. Then comes the fun bit. You need to create the content. It doesn't have to be special. It doesn't have to be technical. It doesn't have to be well edited. You just need to create content. This is why we ask those questions in the first step. It needs to be something you can create content on, whether it's gaming clips or your hobbies or real life clips or absolutely anything, whether it's you talking into the camera. It needs to be something repeatable and something that is producible in a decent time frame. Don't go for all these fancy edits where it's an edit every second and flashing colors and all these AI avatars and things, because unless you've got an editor, it will take a lot of time. You want to be able to churn content out as quickly as possible, particularly if you're going down the short form route. The important thing to remember when creating any form of content is that you're not going to have a clue to start with. You're not going to know how to video edit. You're not going to know what's good and bad, but you've just got to start because you will just get better over time. When I started making short form content, each short would take me upwards of an hour, 2 hours to make for very minimal returns, whereas now I can churn out these same shorts within 5 minutes and get more content out there. The magical thing about shorts is they are disposable, they're recyclable, they're quick and easy, and they prove for excellent tests. There's no point in jumping straight in with long form content and spending 5 hours making a video for it to get 30 views and no likes and no subs. Short form, on the other hand, you can churn out 10 clips a day and you can post these to different audiences with different hashtags, and you can test. The results are quick and they give you good ideas as to what's going to work and what's not going to work. If you put 5 shorts out and you do certain hashtags in a certain topic and it's not well received, you can change it, or you can change your posting times. On the flip side, if you post them and they do well, you know it works, you can double down. You can make 2 or 3 channels at once. You can post different niches for all of them. You can test a bunch of shorts, see what works, and double down. This is why we do the media stack, because you do it across 3 platforms to give it a real good test. And then eventually, if one works, you can just link them into each other, cross the traffic into the other channels, and you can just build an audience. And let's not kid ourselves, it is tough. It's not quick. You can get lucky. I've seen some people get lucky, get a mega viral video on their first video, but it is tough. You're not going to go put one short on, go to bed, wake up, and you're famous. It takes time. It takes months. It can take years. The quicker you get and the better you get at it, the faster this process will get. And eventually you can just rinse and repeat this exact same blueprint on any channel that you start. When you listen to most YouTubers and gurus talking about how to grow on social media, YouTube and TikTok, they go, make sure your videos are perfect. The editing needs to be amazing. It needs to be this, it needs to be that. It doesn't. If you've already got an established channel, or you really already got your audience and you're trying to expand on that, then yeah, it does need to be good. But when you start, do not worry about things being perfect, as long as it's good enough. It's better to post the content than to sit on it for ages waiting for it to be perfect. Every time you hesitate, somebody that's less skilled and less qualified jumps in and takes your spot. It rewards audacity, it doesn't reward perfection. You need to be testing as much content as humanly possible. Different angles, different perspectives, different hashtags. Try and target different audiences, different countries. You need to make things relevant. You need to make something that's catchy, that people will stop swiping on. That doesn't mean fancy editing. It just needs to be semi-interesting. Posting a 10-second clip of the pavement on a sunny day, no one cares. You need to add a bit of spice to it. There needs to be a purpose to watching the video. And again, this is why shorts are so great, because you can churn these out. You can try different things, and if they don't work, then they don't work, and it doesn't matter. You just got to throw shit at a wall and see what sticks. And whatever sticks, you do it again and again, and you double down on it. Eventually, it will work. The hard bit is being consistent. This is the most important thing with content creation. You must be consistent. Don't post one short and then leave it for 5 days. If you're posting TikToks, get 3 a day out. 2, 3 a day. Do this every single day. If you're established, they take a bit more time and they do good views, you can get away with 1 a day. But when you're testing and when you're starting out, you need to post more content. It's more exposure. Let's say I post 1 TikTok a day for a month. That's 30 TikToks. Let's say my competitor posts 3 a day for a month. That's 90 TikToks. You can see the exposure is so much more. They have such a better chance of going viral and getting the followers. Also remember that not every video is going to be perfect. Not every video is going to perform well, and you don't need every video to perform well. You only need a couple. The majority of channels that I've made have been big because of 1 video. I could have 1,000 videos on there, and I've had 1 or 2 that have got 1 million views, and all of my follower base, near enough 90%, is built from these 2 videos. They build your foundations. The odd videos that do well, you should value those. You should learn from those. Don't worry about the 50 videos that didn't do well. The 1 or 2 videos will build your audience more than you could ever believe. So don't get disheartened if you have a really good video and the rest flop, because them couple videos will carry your channel. Once you have this framework set up, once you're comfortable with this, it really is just a case of trying. Try and iterate each video to make it a little bit better than the last. Try and add your own little quirks to it. Make your videos recognizable that you have posted it. Try and see your page as a brand, and people will recognize when it's your videos, so they'll be more inclined to watch. The more you build a brand, the more inclined people will be to watch your lesser performing videos, ones that aren't as good, but you should still look to improve. Do something different to what other people are doing, but don't go too far out. You don't need to create new ideas. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Something that you know works, something that's been proven to work, you just need to repeat that process. You just need to hammer at it every single day. Make sure that you schedule uploads. YouTube are great for this. TikTok not so much because they lose the quality. Instagram are also great for it. Schedule your posts. If you want to put 3 shorts out a day, schedule them. 8 in the morning, midday, 8 at night, or find a time that works for you. Spread them out. You don't even have to worry about it. You can just batch create content, schedule it, job done. There's times where on a Sunday, I've just sat all day and made 50 shorts and scheduled them for the next couple of weeks. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore. And you can just keep repeating this process. You need to invent and you need to find systems that work for you and work around your schedule and around your life that allow you to get this content out consistently. You do not want to be playing catch up. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it. I'm sometimes still guilty of it, where I haven't posted in a couple of days and I need to get a short out, I'm too busy. And then you play catch up, the quality slips, the passion slips, and it just doesn't go well. Now, once you've been doing this for a while, eventually you will get to 10,000 followers on TikTok. Once you get here, this is Eureka. This is golden land because you get paid per view. Now, depending on the niche, will depend on how much you get paid. Poor niches that attract poor audiences, such as children or school kids or people from Southeast Asian countries, you will not get good revenue for these because there's no advertiser value. If you're posting about finance, if you're posting about businesses, businesses are more likely to pay for ads on these videos. The same goes for YouTube. You will get paid more for the more valuable your content is. But don't let that put you off posting something you're really interested in. I would much rather post something that I'm interested in, like gaming clips, and have a medium range RPM than try and force something that I'm not interested in just to try and get a bit more money, because you lose the passion and you don't get the growth. For YouTube, this lies at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or 10 million shorts views. A bit harder to achieve, but more valuable. TikTok is quick and easy and is a lot less time consuming than YouTube. YouTube, you got to put a bit more heart and soul in. It takes a while. Subscribers are harder to come by, but a lot more valuable. Make sure you're having call to actions in your video. Like now, when I say make sure to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment, I'll be posting loads more of these videos. And I have been doing this for years, and I want to teach you how to do this for years. People are more inclined to follow the instructions if you remind them halfway through the video. But earning from funds isn't just the only way to make money via these platforms posting content. When you get to a certain amount of followers on TikTok, i.e. 1,000, you can start live streaming. Fantastic way to build your brand. If you're a gamer or you do product reviews, this is fantastic because people can tune in live and give you free exposure, and they can donate, etc., etc. You can also get sponsorship deals. When you build an audience, if you have an engaging audience, people will pay for you to advertise their products or go into partnerships with you. Companies and businesses much prefer somebody to have 10,000 followers, but they get 90% engagement rates on their videos. That's a bit of a stretch, but they have loads of comments, loads of likes, and loads of bookmarks. They're more inclined to pay you to advertise a product than somebody that has 1 million followers but only gets 100 likes on their videos, because there's no engagement there. It's better to build a valuable audience and a valuable community, because that will provide more value to businesses that are looking to advertise with you. You're not even limited there. Affiliate links are fantastic as well. If you're doing product reviews or something, you can put that product in an affiliate link. You will get paid commission whenever somebody uses your affiliate link. This is why it's so important to provide value and build a bit of a brand on your page. You can add links to shop products. TikTok have an integrated shop. YouTube have an integrated shop. When you build enough of an audience, you can release merchandise and products that you have generated. You are not just limited to pay from views. Eventually your page will be a goldmine because companies will want to advertise on it. People will value your time. You will get paid more per view. And if you want to, you can start selling pages, which is exactly what I did with TikTok. I would build a page up. I would get as much money as I could from the creator fund. When it started to die off a bit, or when I didn't have the passion for it anymore, or I wanted to start a new page, I would just sell it. I would sell it and I would start again. But it's very important to sell at the right time for the right price. I made the mistake of hanging on to my first page for way too long. When the creator fund was new and I was making 5, 6, 7,000 a month, I got offered 16,000 for somebody to buy my page, and I said no, because in my head I could have made that in 3 months. But eventually the money died down a little bit and that initial buzz went, and then I wish I'd sold it. I ended up selling it for a few thousand instead, which still isn't terrible, but I could have had another 10,000+ on top of that. And the beauty with creating content is there is absolutely no limit on what you can achieve. If you start a business and launch a product, there's only so much advertising you can do before your money dries up. There's only so much production you can do before you can't keep up with it. You are capped until you reach certain milestones. With content, you're not. If you wanted to, and you had the drive to, and you had the time to, you could make 15 pages and post content on all of them and grow them all at the same time. The beauty of content is it's in your hands and it's personalized. You don't necessarily need to tailor a product or your page around somebody. You can just put yourself out there and people will watch your content for who you are. There's no limit at all as to what you can achieve. One viral video could change your life. I remember the first viral video I had when I got into the fund, and that alone made me about 2.5 grand, and I've never experienced anything like it. I went to bed one night, I got up the next day, and I'd made a month's wage in literally 12 hours while I was in bed. So don't ever feel like you're restricted or like you're limited when you create content or when you create some form of page. And you're not limited to what kind of content you can produce. If you want to do the faceless, if you want to do the info stuff like I'm doing, or teaching, or gaming clips, or anything, product reviews, makeup, sports, theme pages about history, it doesn't matter. You can create anything, and that is the beauty of it. If you are not creating content in 2025, you are seriously missing out. You are slacking, and you really should get on the game. With the whole creation and invention and implementation of AI tools, it has never been easier. When I started creating content, everything was manual. Yeah, you've got video editing like CapCut, which I would recommend to anyone. Link in the description if you want to sign up. The pro version is the best thing I've ever bought. No, I'm not sponsored. I just love the product. I use Dropbox to put videos in there. Again, fantastic. Whereas now you've got all these AI tools. Something that will edit a video for you. Something that will give you a voiceover. Something that will generate you images and B-roll footage. Something that will generate you titles. Something that will generate you captions. It is mental. There are schedulers. There are posting times. There's so many things available by the creation of AI or other softwares that just make it so much easier. They take out that manual labor and they just make the process so streamlined that I really wish they was about 4 years ago. And I know this must seem like a bit of a simple, high-level guide, which it is. There's a lot more detail in all these things, which I will talk about in separate videos. But it really is that simple. It really isn't as complex as you think. You just have to do it. You just have to post a video. I used to spend hours watching all these guides, all these YouTube videos on how to get viral videos and all this stuff, but I'd never even posted a video. So one day I just stopped watching all these guides and I just started posting videos. And there is no better way to learn than actually doing. Just put yourself in this deep end, put yourself in this zone of being uncomfortable and not knowing, and you will improve over time. That's just how it goes. It's tough at the start, but the rewards are absolutely incredible. It has completely changed my life, and I want it to change yours as well. The hardest bit with all of it, again, is staying disciplined, staying motivated. This is why your niche and your content strategy is so important, because you will burn out if you're not interested. You will burn out if it's unmaintainable. If you can't consistently provide these videos in the time scale that you need to, you will burn out. It will feel like a full-time job, and it's horrible. There is no better feeling, though, than when you do the opposite and it becomes a passion. It gets you out of bed in the morning. It creates this fire in your belly. And the day you make that first pound or that first dollar will change your life forever, because it is so addictive. It is so addictive, and I wish everybody could experience this feeling. Anyway, that's me done. That was a real quick overview. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe. I'm going to build an empire teaching you guys exactly these strategies and how to do it. And I'm going to be so real about things and not sugarcoat absolutely anything. This was very high level, but you get the idea. It was very simple, and it is such a simple process. It just takes a bit of brain power and a bit of commitment. I wish you guys the best of luck. If you are on your content journey at the minute, or you're looking to grow on TikTok, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what you're struggling with, and I will try and address any of these problems. Any questions, fire them away down below, and I'll see you next time.